Hello, Marcel, the Wood Butcher again. Yeah, and this is going to be it. We're going to go on the space station for a second while I move the camera again because, hey, I'm still a one-man show, but I'm getting better at it. Okay? Well, my hat's a little screwed up too, but I don't care. I just don't care. Okay, this is part three of making our candle holder for tea candles. Basically to hold probably about five or so of these little guys, the little tea candles or whatever else fits in there. I don't know. But anyway, episode two, I showed you where we were making the legs. These guys here, this one, and how they came out. Now, they are not glued to this piece of wood yet, and everything here is still done with a woodworker's best friend, double back carpet tape. So all three segments of this side, and you can see that moved a little bit, and this side are all double back carpet tape, and the legs are double back carpet taped to this piece. And you'll see our drawing had three pieces of this, and I actually have two, and I'm still looking for the third piece that'll match this, right? But here's the way it came out. Okay, there's our legs. Now, the base wood, this stuff here, yeah, it's still really, really rough. It hasn't been run through the planer yet. It hasn't been sanded yet. But like I said, I'm going to show you how to do this step by step. The only reason I taped the legs to the bottom was to make sure that it sits flat, right? And which it does, right? So it's called a tape up or a pre put together, before you finalize it. But anyway, what I did do is, like I said, again, here's our drawing that we are hoping that this comes out to look like. And so far, we're there. Okay, it's a little off because, hey, drawings and me, I can read drawings well, but I am not the best at making drawings when I make something. I usually make it and then do a drawing afterwards and file it away so that I have kind of like template pieces for if I want to make it again. But anyway, that's what we're looking at so far. And like I said, it's going to be two. I'm putting the pieces on here as we speak, right? It's going to be three pieces. I know they don't match right now. They're not the same length. They're not the same width or anything like that. But that's episode four. But this is where we are with episode three. And again, like I said, it was simply to make these blocks, these guys here, when I showed you how to cut them on the bandsaw. And they've actually been sanded also. So you can see that with the old belt sander, the tabletop belt sander, with I think it's like 80 grit sandpaper on there, right? That they're as smooth as a baby's bum on both sides, and actually all sides, and came out nicely. And if you look at them, you can see they came out nice, and those are the legs. And the intention is that since there's three pieces stacked together here, there's one, two, three pieces stacked together, is that they are going to be different colors. The middle piece is going to end up being a darker stain. I'm thinking probably like an early American or a cherry or something like that. So it kind of gives it that cutting board effect where it's not just white oak. It's not. It's going to be colorful. There is one caution you have to realize is that when you do stain these pieces here, right? These guys here, yeah, there we go, right? Is the glue is not going to stick to the stain wood as well as it will to natural wood. So what's going to happen is I'm going to stain it, I'm going to glue it, and I'll probably drive a small what they call tack in there or whatever, or a nail, only because I don't have a dovetail joiner or a biscuit joiner or anything like that. So it's going to be glue and staples that are going to come from this guy right here, right? The old air gun with very small nails, very small, very small. Matter of fact, so small, I know it'll go through two pieces of it, but I don't know. If I gotta cut them off, I cut them off. Whatever. Let me put this guy back. Come on, hang up there, you bastard. There we go. Okay, yeah, right. And and it'll work. But anyway, that's part three. Part four will show where the tape comes off and the baseboards, these pieces here, that look as atrocious as they do right now, because like I said, this is made from a pallet, right? And this one looks a little atrocious too. It's rough. It's extremely rough on both sides. If I wanted to make this rustic, I would just lightly sand it and not even worry about running through the planer. But what I want to do is I want to turn it into smooth like this. And this is a piece of pallet wood that's already been run through the planer. You can see it's not even along this edge, but it is along this edge, right? That's a look I kind of want, right? So it doesn't look like it's perfect. Actually, one of the other pieces I've already, and this is a bandsaw job again, I've already traced. I don't know if you're going to be able to see this or not, but I've already traced the pencil line across here to run through the bandsaw that matches the imperfections of this piece, right? So if we hold them together, you'll see exactly what I'm talking about, where this piece here is going to be cut to match this piece, and that's a bandsaw deal. Or maybe sanding. I don't know. The big spots like in here and here and here, I'll bandsaw them, and then what I'll do is I'll tape these two together, right? Attached to actually one of these as well, so that there's three pieces, like the drawing indicates, to make this candle holder. And the only reason I need three pieces of wood is because to hold these candles, I need to take a Forstner bit and gouge or cut the holes into the tops of this to hold the candle so they don't slide all over the place. And to do that, now some people like to do a hole about 1/8 of an inch deep, and to me, I will go half the depth of the tea candle itself, which is probably about 1/2 an inch, which means I'm going to go probably about 3/8, a little bit, or maybe even the 1/2 an inch where this sits kind of level in the wood. But I want to have it enough for you to be able to pick it up and take it out and put a new friggin' candle in. I mean, that's what makes sense to me. So that is part three, and we're getting there. And like I said, this is just taped together. Nothing is glued, nothing is nailed yet. And just to show, shit, tape is letting loose. But just to show you, there we are. This is the way it goes. And of course, there's going to be the third piece that's up top here. That, and when it's done, it's going to look a lot different than it does right now. But that's it for right now. So this is Marcel, Low Wood Butcher, saying, protect your eyes, protect your lungs, protect your ears, and don't ever forget about these guys. You don't want to go to the emergency room a couple of times like I did through stupidity. But they healed nicely. I mean, they did. They actually still work, and I still have all 10 of them. Okay? So for right now, make it a great day, and Semper Fi.